What it do, what it be, it's your boy, Elusive Illusions 28 here, back again with another week of predictions. Week 4, last week, going 10, 5, and 1, because of the Bengals-Eagles game. I was predicting a Bengals upset, but they ended up tying, so, I mean, whoever you picked, you end up getting a tie. Unless you predicted a tie, then, would that count as a win? Pretty sure that'd count as a win, right? But, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the predictions. Moving in, or should I say starting off with, another terrible Thursday night game. Broncos at Jets. 2-0-3 teams. I think the Broncos have their third or fourth starting quarterback this year. I think Blake Bortles is starting, facing off against Sam Darnold. Fun fact, guys, I'm never going to vote for the Vikings. Vikings? Where did I get Vikings from? I'm not going to pick the Jets until they fire Adam Gase. I don't expect to, unless I look down the line and they play like some easy team and there's a chance they have an upset. But I highly doubt I'll pick the Jets until they fire Adam Gase. So, for my first game, give me the Broncos. Moving into our first 1 o'clock game, we have the Saints at the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions pulling off a huge upset in Arizona, facing off against the Cardinals. Beat them on a game-winning field goal. I don't expect the same this week. I mean, you never know, though. Lions always seem to beat teams they are heavily favored against. Don't know how that happens. Don't know why that happens. It just happens. But if that happened 2 weeks in a row, that'd be astronomical. So that's why I'm not voting on an astronomical chance. I'm voting on the logical chance. Give me the Saints. Moving on to our third game here, we have the Chargers at the Buccaneers. Buccaneers getting a little bit into motion here. They beat the Broncos. I know it's just the Broncos, but they beat the Broncos by a very decent amount of points. Chargers, very similar team to the Broncos, not that good. I think Herbert's going to be starting. Not sure on their starting quarterback either, but whoever it is, I think the Bucs would win this one pretty easily because, you know, whoever it is probably isn't going to be better than Tom Brady, even though he's old. Give me the Bucs and Brady. Moving on to the tank for Trevor Lawrence. We have the Jags at the Bengals. I said this last week. I will say it again because it didn't happen last week. I mean, technically it happened, but it didn't happen. The Bengals didn't lose, but I said they were going to pick up their first win last week. It didn't happen technically, but they didn't lose. So that gives me confidence in the Bengals, and I can't have confidence in the Jags if they're going to get smoked by the Dolphins, you know? Bengals put up a fight against the Eagles. I know the Eagles suck too. I mean, both these teams suck, but which team sucks a little bit less? And I think that's the Bengals, so give me the Bengals. Next off, we have the fight against two 0-3 teams that maybe shouldn't be 0-3. Vikings should be 0-3. The Texans, they've faced super tough competition. I don't really blame them for being 0-3. You know who? Chiefs, Ravens, and then Steelers, and now the Vikings, which the Vikings were supposed to be good. So, but they're not as good as people thought. So the Texans might actually have their first game that's winnable, which I think they will win. Texans are at home. I don't know if they're allowing fans because I checked when they play the Packers and they have fans for then expected, but I don't know if they have fans in the stadium for this game. I don't know if it'll really matter though. Vikings really not looking that all put together this season, so I mean I think the Texans should win this game. Next off, do I even have to say? Do I have to say who I think is going to win this game? Like, why? Tell me why I'd pick the Dolphins. Oh, Ben, they won by 20 points last week, and the Seahawks only won by 7. Like, okay, man. Yeah, the Dolphins played the Jags, and the Seahawks played the Cowboys. The only thing looking good for the Dolphins, the Seahawks defense sucks. But does the Seahawks offense suck? No, it's probably one of the best in the league, besides the Packers, you know. Plug that real quick. But yeah, Russell Wilson playing at an MVP level. No one on the Dolphins playing good. Should be destruction. Give me the Seahawks. Next off, we have the Steelers at the Titans, which actually should probably be one of the better 1 o'clock games because they're both 3-0. Steelers beating the Texans last week. I almost forgot about that one. Titans barely beating the Vikings last week. Steelers are probably favored in this game. Titans are at home, though. And I just have this weird feeling that the Titans are going to win. Like, I feel like the Titans are a little bit overrated for their record because of teams that they've played. Like, barely beating the Jags, barely beating the 0-3 Vikings. But I don't know. I just honestly have a feeling about this team that they're going to be able to beat the Steelers. Because I feel like the Steelers are a little bit, I don't know. I don't really want to say overrated. But they're not the best 3-0 team. And I mean, neither are the Titans, too. So that's why I feel like home field advantage is going to play a big role in this. Even though there probably isn't fans. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I don't go look at every single stadium in the NFL and see their exact fan capacity. So I'm just going to go off based off the teams that don't have fans and the ones that I know do. And I don't think the Titans do. So it's not going to be as big of a factor. But I think it's still a little bit of a factor. So with the automated crowd noise and stuff. So I think the Titans will win this game. Give me the Titans by 1. Next off, we have the Browns or the Cowboys. Cowboys, I know, have fans in the stadium because Jerry Jones, he's for the people, apparently. But must-win game, Week 4. I think it is a must-win game for Mike McCarthy, for the Cowboys, for Jerry Jones, for literally everybody. You can't start off 1-3. You physically can't. You're gonna the Cowboys only have a win because of what? A 20-point blown loss or blown lead from the Falcons. If that didn't happen, Cowboys could be 0-3 right now. So it's like you can't lose this game. You can't. You can't have a worse record than the head coach last year. For some reason, I'm forgetting his name. I'll let you know if I remember his name. Jason Garrett. There you go. See, look, I just remembered. But you can't have a worse record than him, bro. Must-win game for the Cowboys. I think they're going to clutch up. I think I've already said must-win game for them 8 times, and they've lost both those games. But give me the Cowboys in this one. Next off, we have the Cardinals at the Panthers. Cardinals playing another trash team, but will they win this time? Yes. They need a huge bounce-back game, honestly, bro. You can't lose to 2 trash teams back-to-back and have any respect. You know what I'm saying? The Lions aren't terrible. Lions probably shouldn't be 0-2. They just had to face, I don't know. They faced 2 3-0 teams, technically. I mean, the Packers probably should be 0-3. I don't know really about the Bears, but, their competition that they've played has been steep, for sure. So I don't know if they're as bad as their record shows, but they're definitely not a top 16 team yet, at least in my mind. So that's why I think the Cardinals need a huge bounce back game to prove that was just a fluke, that they're not actually going to be that bad from here on out. So I think they're going to have a huge bounce back game against the Panthers, who I don't consider to be a top 16 team either. So for this one, give me the Cardinals. And here we have our upset of the week. Colts at the Bears. Colts, really good defense. Bears, pretty good defense. I don't know. It's not as good as, 2018, how the Bears had that dominant defense. But they have a pretty good defense, compared to the Colts. But in this game, it pretty much just comes down to who has the better offense. I've not seen much from Nick Foles. I knew he threw a pick, but then he went off for 3 touchdowns after that. So it's kind of just a toss-up game here. But honestly, I think the Colts will be able to win this. They have a very solid defense, if they can just negate the Bears. Oh, yeah, Tariq Cohen, too. He's out for the season, right? The Bears running back. That'll limit their offense even more. And their offense, already being as bad as it is, makes me really want to take the Colts in this game. So I will with my upset of the week. Welp, we're at that game again. I don't think I have to say who's winning this game. I really don't think I have to. I'll just show it to you guys here real quick. Ravens win. Why pick the Washington football team? They're home. So why? Is that why you're going to pick them? They're home? No, give me the Ravens. Next up, we have the Giants at the Rams. Shouldn't have to say a lot about this game, but I will just because it's feasible. Not really feasible, actually, if you pick the Giants. Why'd you pick the Giants? Why'd you pick the Jets? Why'd you pick the Washington football team against a team like the Ravens? But, I mean, I'll say a little bit on this. Rams. Oh, my God. That game was so good last week. Oh, my God. Did they... only if the Bills would have blew that 28-3 lead, I would have been 11-4-1 instead. So I was really rooting for the Rams there. Rams are home. They play arguably one of the worst teams in football without Saquon. Rams should win it. Give me El Ramos. Next off, we have the game of the week. And boy, is it a game of the week. The Patriots, who are trying so hard to prove themselves. They came up just short on against the Seahawks, which are legitimate contenders in the NFC. And now they get to face off against a legitimate contender in the AFC. But this legitimate contender in the AFC just literally demolished the Ravens at their home too. Like I said, no fans, so I don't know how huge of a factor that really is. Like, we have played 3 weeks with that, no fans in most stadiums, so I don't know how big of a factor that is. But Chiefs are the best team in the league right now. I think you would have to say that. Won the Super Bowl, undefeated, just beat the Ravens, arguably the top 3 team in NFL right now. So I don't know how you can pick against the Chiefs in this one. It'll be a really good game to watch, so I'm hyped for it. But give me the Chiefs. Next up, for our next 425 game, we have the Bills at the Raiders. I would pick the Bills if they were at home. Something about the Raiders stadium, though, man. I mean, it has only been one game, and they played the Saints without Michael Thomas, which are technically 0-2 now. Well, they are. They're not technically. They're 0-2 now. But, the other team that they played was against the Packers, which the Packers are a really good team. But, I mean, they were without Devontae, too. But, besides the point, I don't know, man. I feel like the Raiders Stadium is just, like, really special. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to really describe it, but I feel like it gives them, like, a huge advantage. Just like most stadiums to most teams, like, Lambeau Field and stuff like that. And even without the crowd, I guess it's just the atmosphere, I suppose. But I don't know. I just feel really confident about the Raiders being at home in their new stadium, because they looked really good last time, as in the first time they played in their new stadium. So for this one, give me another upset. Give me the Raiders. Moving on to our 8:20 game on Sunday night, we have the Eagles at the 49ers. Probably one of the worst Sunday night games we've had by far this year. 49ers don't know their injury list. They have so many injuries. It's crazy. They showed up against bad teams, though. They played, the Giants and the Jets, and now they play the Eagles. Like, bro, how easy of a 3-game stretch could you have? Like, bro, this is probably, like, the luckiest games to have as a 49ers fan, because you play probably the worst team in football in the Jets, and then Saquon gets hurt, so you play the injured Giants without Saquon, so probably the second worst team in football. And now you play the Eagles, which is arguably the 3rd worst team in football, because they literally can't even beat the Bengals. Like, come on, man. So even with all the injuries on the Niners, they proved that with all the injuries they could still beat terrible teams. And guess what? They get to play another terrible team. So there's no reason the 49ers should lose this one. Kind of a self-explanatory pick. Give me the 9. And with our final game of the week, Monday night, actually not our final game of the week, because the Steelers-Titans game got postponed to possibly Monday or Tuesday, so depending on what day they postpone it to, could either be the final game of the week or the second to last game of the week, or if they just cancel the Titans game, then it would be the last game of the week. So more likely than not, it will be the last game of the week. So, guys, I don't even have to say. I'm literally going to show it. Well, I mean, like I said, if I feel like I'm a Packers fan, so obviously I'm going to pick them. I'll give you my logic, as in why I'm picking them too. I'm not just going to be absolutely dumb and just give no reasoning behind it. Just be like, guys, I'm a Packers fan, bro. I'm going to pick the Packers. Main reasoning. Number 1 offense versus the 32nd ranked defense in scoring. I'm pretty sure, because I think I looked it up. Falcons on average allow 36 points per game. Packers on average score 41 points per game. So if the numbers add up, the Packers should get around 38 points. Will the Falcons offense get that much, though? Because the Falcons do have a really good offense. They could score on offense most of the time, right? Packers are home, too. That gives another reason, really no aspect on why the Falcons would win. Besides, the fact that they have a high-powered offense and our defense is not that good. We have a lot of key components out too. Like I said, don't know the injury report, don't know anything about Julio, don't know anything about Devontae, don't know much about Kenny Clark, don't know much about Christian Kirksey. I think Christian Kirksey's out this week, which is our number one middle linebacker, so that really sucks. Or the Packers, whatever. I'll just stay a little bit unbiased for right now. But I think most of them are coming back, though. Kenny Clark practiced last Friday, was going to play. He was listed as questionable, or aka probable, but you can't list that anymore on an injury report. But he was probable to play, but he just decided to sit out. Like I said, ended up actually being good because now he's going to be more healthy. And I'm guessing since this game's on a Monday, gives him more time to prepare. I'm guessing Julio's probably going to be back. Devontae, I'm pretty positive, might be back. Like I said, this is right before the Packers bye week 2. So they might sit some of these guys if they feel very confident about the Falcons, like as if Julio sits. They might sit Devontae just because they have their bye week, and then they don't play again until week 6, which means they have an extra week to get healthy, which, why not if you feel that confident? But, I mean, it's the NFL. You shouldn't really feel that confident. But, you also got to feel confident in your players and the injuries. This is like the longest time I've ever described a game. Just because, why not, But, end of discussion. Packers are going to win it because of common statistics, as in Packers' highest scoring offense since, throughout 3 games since, 2007. Falcons, suckiest defense in the league, should cause for a very high-scoring game. Packers probably going to win by a decent amount. Like I said, maybe that won't happen because, maybe it's just 3 games. Anything could really happen. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Hopefully my records turn out well. Let me know your records in the description. I'm sorry for a very long episode. This episode is very long. That's why I'm talking really fast right now, because I don't want this to take 8 years to upload, and I don't want you guys to get bored. So I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Drop a sub if you guys want to. This is the Loose Illusions. Signing out. Peace out, guys.